Hey guys, how are you? Give me just a second here. I'm just pulling up the astrology. Da-da-da-da. Sheets. Hey guys, how are you? It's so good to see you. I am here. I am just getting everything set and ready to go. I hope that you guys are doing good. It's so good to see your little dragon wings fluttering in here. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'm just kind of letting people roll in. My name is Violetta Alexis. If you don't know who I am a professional tarot reader and I am studying to become a professional astrologer. Today I will be taking a look at the new moon that's happening on August 16th of 2023. When it comes to the astrology, it is mostly going to resonate with your rising sign. But if you're just trying to look at tarot in general, then you can really look at Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements because that is what I read for. If you would like to ask a super chat question, the way that that works is for $4.99. You will put the $4.99 in a super chat, and then you will put your question within the super chat, and that's going to give you 2 cards. So $4.99 will give you a 2-card pull. $10 will get you a 4-card pull, and $20 will get you a 6-card pull. Even if you donate more than $20, you're still going to get the same card pull as you would for a $20 super chat question. Okay. Keep in mind that if you're just looking at the tarot, then make sure that you reverse the rules if you need to. If you're looking at your Venus sign and you're like, well, that sounds more like my ex's life or like what's going on with them, then that very well may be the case. So if you're looking more for astrology, then I would go ahead and suggest that you look for your rising sign. But just in general, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter, any of those messages could really resonate for you, okay? On that note, let me just go ahead and plug in everything. Rosie, it's so good to see you. Hey, Carmelita. Hello, Rick. Rick, thank you so much for being here. Okay. What's up, Kismet? Everyone go check out her channel, please. All right. Let me just plug this in, guys. Oh, is Mira here too? I got all the mods all in one place. Another thing I would like to mention for those of you that don't know, you will see some people in here and they'll have a little wrench by their name. What does that mean? That means if they don't like you or if they feel you're being inappropriate, they have complete authority to kick your ass out. So make sure that you are respecting the dragon's lair. Make sure that you are respecting the dragon queen, and make sure that you are respecting my dragons in the chat as well as my moderators. They work very hard for me and they spend their free time and their free energy to help me. So make sure that you are showing them the full respect and attention that they deserve. Charlene, thank you so much for the super chat question. Aqua Baby, thank you so much for the super chat question. Keep in mind, all super chat questions will be answered at the end. So if today is your work day, you feel like you don't really have time, then you are more than welcome to come back and check later because my wonderful Rick Astor there, he does all of the timestamps. He also does timestamps for the super chatters. Okay, so keep that in mind. Hello, Moonchild. Let's see. What's up, Sarah? All right, let me see here. Oh, God, is my audio off? It looks like my audio is off. That's going to drive me crazy, but I'm just going to ignore it. All right, give me 1 second. I'm so dead, Kismet. All right, let's see. Last shuffle. Hello, Little Wing. Okay, cool. Thanks. All right, audio is good. All right, I just want to make sure it's syncing up with my lips because for me it looks a little delayed. Sometimes I have that issue with OBS. It's super annoying. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at Aries. All right, Aries. So Aries risings, astrology. Aries, sun, moon, rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements, mostly tarot, but you could resonate with any of the messages. Let's go ahead and take a look. Wow, isn't that funny? You have the Seven of Cups, the Sun, the Moon, and the Fool. It's very interesting to, excuse me. It's very interesting to me because automatically with a new moon, the moon and the sun are always going to be conjunct. So for me, it's interesting that the sun and the moon came out together, and it came out next to the Seven of Cups. Now, the Seven of Cups are, what are you fantasizing about? What are your options in regards to what? The sun. Well, the sun rules your fifth house of love, creativity, dating, romance, financial risks that you could be taking. I feel like you're trying to trust your intuition at this time. I think that you're getting ready to take some kind of opportunity. I want to take a look at that Seven of Cups, the Three of Swords. This makes me feel like you have just got done getting over some kind of heartbreak, or maybe you're kind of looking to be a little debaucherous. I would say be cautious at this time. There could be an opportunity for an ex to come back, or even a past life partner, somebody that maybe you dated in a past life, if you believe in that kind of thing, that could kind of come back around. And it kind of feels more like a temptation than anything. I think that you guys really need to trust your gut on this one. I feel like a lot of you are getting more clear in regards to how you express yourself. Fifth house is about expressing oneself, being your authentic self, the sun, etc. I think that you guys are getting more in touch with your emotions as well with that Two of Cups, the Seven of Cups, the moon. I think that for a lot of you, like I said before, you may have a lot of options in love, but you want to kind of ask yourself, is it quantity or quality that you're looking for? Because you may feel like one side of your bed's a little cold, and you may get a temptation, maybe from someone from the past, maybe somebody from a past life connection, or maybe just somebody in general. You meet them at your local watering hole or something like that, and it tempts you. I would say be cautious. Tell me about that moon. This could also be the Death card. That's very interesting. I think that you're realizing that some external changes, if you want external changes in your life, you're going to have to make some internal ones. So, the moon represents your fourth house, which is about your comfort, which is about your past, etc. I think you're starting to realize going about things the same way that you've done before isn't really working for you anymore. So you're getting more clear in regards to what it is that you want in life. Because Mercury is also going retrograde in your sixth house. So, you may be rethinking your physical health, which is in turn automatically going to oppose the 12th house. How is it affecting your mental health? What are you doing that makes you feel comfortable? Are you honoring your own emotions? And not just allowing somebody to kind of come in and put a Band-Aid on something when that's not really what you need on an emotional level. I want to kind of take a look to see what there is to look out for. Last shuffle. The Knight of Cups, like I said, the Wheel of Fortune, the High Priestess, and the Ten of Pentacles. So, I do want to say when it comes to your finances, especially because, for my Aries risings, at least, you guys are going to be having that square to Uranus in your second house. Be cautious with your money. You may want to go out, get a little debaucherous, get a little crazy. An ex comes back. Oh, go on vacation with me. I don't know, whatever the thing is. And, you may get a wild hair. Once again, I want to say very much try to honor your own emotions and think about what you really need on an instinctual level, on an emotional level. And be careful with your money. Don't go spending crazy. Don't do like a Taurus would do or a Libra would do, where you start feeling really bad about yourself, and then you want to blow it on some retail therapy, and then you look at your bank account the next day and you're like, oh shit, why did I do that? I just want to say be cautious of that. Once again, this is about, I love how the moon, the Death card, and the High Priestess are all here in one row from a vertical sense, because this is a lot of water. This is a lot of intuition, trusting yourself. This is, Scorpio, Pisces. in astrology, the moon is Cancer, but for some reason in tarot, it's Pisces. I still don't understand that, even though I've been doing tarot for like 2.5 years and I still don't get it. But with that Knight of Cups, Wheel of Fortune, you know, it's very interesting that I said something about a trip. Because with that Knight of Cups and that Wheel of Fortune is like Jupiterian energy, and Jupiter rules your 9th house of travel. And so I see the Knight of Cups here. So you may actually get an opportunity from a lover to kind of travel somewhere, go somewhere, maybe go somewhere that you've actually been before. So I definitely feel like it's love. Maybe that's what you want. You know, new moon in your 5th house. I mean, kind of the perfect time for it. And keep in mind that this energy will be available for 6 months as well. So let's go ahead and take a look here. Tell me about that 10 of Pentacles, actually. Yeah, the 8 of Swords. Don't get yourself stuck in a crappy financial situation because you had a wild hair up your ass. Okay, I do want to say that, just being completely 100% honest with you. All right, one last one. I just wanted to clarify to make sure I wasn't giving you the wrong information. You know, for some of you, you're going to have a little bit of drama. For some of you, you could have some kind of drama here that could be happening in your public life. I do know that Pluto is going retrograde in your 10th house, which is kind of like the changes that are being made are kind of happening in your public life. You know, Pluto rules your 8th house of sex, death, transformation, etc. Your psychology, the things that you've hidden, you know. So, you know, with the Knight of Wands and the Devil here, I want to say kind of like be cautious what you're doing behind closed doors, because it may be like exposed, or there could be something that kind of comes to light in regards to that, or even comes to light about a sexual partner, about somebody that you've dealt with before. Your advice is to go after your passions logically. If you want something, stop for a second and think about it. If you want to spend money, stop and think, are you able to actually do that? If an ex comes back, are you actually able to do that? Is that something that you should be doing? Maybe you can, but should you? So I kind of feel like it's asking you to use discernment when it comes to these things. 5th house is also about taking risks. So it's like, okay, yeah, we can take risks. Yay, fun. But like at what cost? I think your confidence is going to go a long way, especially in regards to attracting somebody. But like I said, just try to use discernment. And just because, you know, one side of the bed is cold in your room, doesn't mean that you just need to throw anything on it, right? So that's what I have for you, Aries. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements. But for the tarot, definitely, well, for the astrology, definitely Aries rising. So let's go ahead and take a look at Taurus. All right. So for the astrology, we're going to be looking at Taurus rising. For Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements, you're going to be looking at tarot and astrology, honestly. You could look at either one. So this new moon is going to be happening in your 4th house of home and family and your past. And it's going to be squaring Uranus in your 1st house, also Jupiter. Okay. It's interesting to me because it kind of feels like it's interesting because this is Uranus. And so it feels to me with this Fool and this Devil here, this makes me feel like you're getting ready to do something crazy or you're getting ready to write about something, or you're getting ready to talk about something in regards to your past 4th house, something in regards to trauma, sex, fears, your dark shadow self. Tell me about that, Devil. The 6 of Swords and how you moved on from it. You know, this to me is almost like a survivor story is what I'm getting. It makes me feel like, I don't even want to say that you're jumping through hoops or you're jumping over some kind of trauma. It feels like you are moving through it, and it's almost like you're doing it in a very proud way. This is where I came from. This is where I am, and I'm going to talk about it. Page of Swords. I think with that temperance energy there, it's somehow bringing you a lot of balance. It's bringing you balance. It's making you feel good. It's making you look like, wow, something that I never thought would actually work out is going to work out, and you guys are about to have that full moon in Pisces in your 11th house of your biggest dreams and wishes. So maybe something that you're doing around this time is actually going to put you on the map for something that you've been wanting for a while. It's interesting to me because we're going from the 7 of Wands to the 6 of Wands, and your major arcana is right here. So maybe where you were maintaining something for a long time, you were trying to make something happen, it now makes me feel like something's going on where you're getting a lot of recognition, a lot of attention for something. And I feel like it's for your strength, or it's something that you've actually moved past. And Mercury is about to go retrograde in your 5th house of creativity. Maybe you're creating something through this pain. Maybe you are resolving something with a child, with a lover, maybe you are resolving your past trauma through writing, Page of Swords, or a podcast, or something. There's something that you're doing, and it's like giving you some kind of recognition, or it's setting the pace for that. What's up, Shaw? What's up, Endark? What's up, Codis? Last shuffle. What you can expect: the Magician, the 3 of Wands, the Hermit, and the Strength card. So didn't I just say, I feel like this is something that you're building off of when it comes through your strengths. Talents, gifts, skills, and abilities is what the Magician is all about. I just talked about your biggest dreams and your biggest hopes. The star is Aquarius. Aquarius is a natural representation of the 11th house, which is about your biggest dreams, your biggest goals, your biggest wishes. Now, for you personally, in your natal chart, if we're looking at whole sign, Aquarius is naturally going to rule your 10th house. So there could be something in regards to career, something in regards to how your reputation is changing out in the world. And you're about to have Pluto go in your 10th house as well. So your career, how people see you, things with father figures, etc. All of that is going to be changing after you figure out Pluto retrograde in the 9th, what your belief systems are, what you believe in, higher power, your higher self. Those things are changing. And I feel like you're getting ready to make some kind of move, something that's very authentic to you. You also just had the North Node leave your 1st house, and now it's going into your 12th. So there's going to be a lot of alone time, a lot of focus on mental health, self-sabotaging behaviors, etc. With that strength there, I feel like you're the one that's getting stronger. You may have to push through something to get out of it, if that makes sense. So instead of trying to be very avoidant when it comes to any kind of issues, I think that you are actually just like, you know what, F it, I'm just going to move right through it. It's like you're going through the tornado, but I think it's for the better. It's like coming out on the other side, not realizing that you could have done it. But I feel like you knew that you could the entire time. Hey, Shamika, how are you? Advice, last shuffle. Advice for Tauruses. The 7 of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords, the Page of Cups, the 7 of Cups. This is going to sound really corny, but I almost want to say speak from the heart. I know that sounds weird, but I have the 7 of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords, the Page of Cups, and the 7 of Cups. This makes me feel like whatever it is that you're getting ready to invest in, it's telling you to use discernment, right? But Venus is here, Queen of Swords. And, that doesn't necessarily talk about our heart space, but it does talk about love. It talks about love, beauty, harmony, etc. So it's like maybe for some of you, maybe you need to invest more on what makes you happy on an emotional sense instead of a logical sense all the time. I think that you're needing to explore your options either in regards to love or in the ways that you're expressing yourself, or it could also be in regards to, making sure that you're taking care of your money. I see the Ace of Swords and the King of Wands here. So the King of Wands is Leo energy, where this new moon is obviously happening in your 4th house. You may need to be having a conversation with a father or a mother figure. Or this could talk about literally, because Leo represents the heart. This could be saying, hey, you know, be confident enough to speak through your heart or your heart space. Be comfortable enough to maybe be vulnerable, express yourself. Tell me about that 7 of Cups, the Knight of Cups. So like I said, you know, speak from the heart, you know. There could be something creatively that you're needing to do. Finding healthy outlets when it comes to issues that you've dealt with, trauma that you've dealt with, current relationship issues that you're dealing with. Find a creative way to express yourself. Find a healthy outlet to do that, and I think that you'll be fine, okay? Tell me what that 3 of Wands is really quick. The Sun. So like I said, the heart space. The Sun is Leo. Leo represents the heart space. You know, I feel like you need to explore that more, okay? So thank you, Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements. All righty, let's see. Next on to Gemini. All right. All right. Also, make sure you guys book with me at violettalexis.com. And you know what I actually forgot to do? I'm such an idiot. Hold on, guys. One second. All right. Also, make sure that you guys subscribe to my creative writing page. I just now put the link there. Okay. Make sure you guys subscribe to that. I'm going to have something coming out on the new moon in Leo next Wednesday. And it is the best thing I think I've ever written. So yeah, super excited. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements for tarot, rising sign, Gemini for astrology. 7 of Wands, the 4 of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles, the 10 of Swords, 4 of Pentacles, and 3 of Cups. Aw, Anna, thank you so much. Everybody hashtag Anna in the chat, please. Anna, thank you so much for that very considerable donation. That means so much to me. Everybody, please hashtag Anna in the chat. Anna in the chat. No, that's not my tune. That's not the thing. Thank you so much, Anna. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you. So, you know, this is very interesting to me. It feels like you're having some kind of ending. I'm wondering here if it's something in regards to some kind of self-sabotaging behavior. I'm wondering if it's something in regards to mental health as well, especially with that square to Uranus. I do want to say this, Gemini, especially Gemini risings, but Geminis in general, make sure that you're being very cautious of like your thought life right now. The things that you're thinking are really going to control how you act. They're going to control your mood. So you have to kind of make sure your mind isn't controlling you and that you're controlling your mind and you're utilizing your mind to be able to get things done in the way that you need. You know, third house can talk about tasks that you need to get done, right? It's similar to the sixth house where it's like day to day, but the sixth house is more like routine and the third house is more like detailed little tasks that you need to get done. So I really want to make sure that you guys are maintaining something in your life. I feel like because you guys do have Mercury, it's about to go retrograde in your fourth house of home and family, and you also have Mars there. And so I'm kind of wondering if there's something going on where you're in this energy of feeling the need to stand up for yourself, feeling the need to stand up for how you think. You know, how we think is based around our past actions, based around our past experiences. And that essentially molds us and our thought life and our perspectives. And so I think that you're almost like fighting for perspective here in regards to your past, in regards to a family member, in regards to a mother figure, or maybe even a partner or something like that. It could even be a friend because Mars was your 11th house. And it feels like there's an ending here. I almost want to say a long time coming. I think that you're really sick and tired of caring what somebody thinks is what it makes me feel like, because you may feel like, you know what, this isn't good for me, you know? you're starting to realize how something is affecting you on an internal level. And, you know, the 12th house is kind of like our blind spot. It's like sometimes we don't realize what's going on in there. For instance, when we're talking about the 12th house, we can look at it like this, right? We can look at it like these are subconscious issues. So let's say that we are really afraid of being hurt. And so, you know, we put all our emotions into somebody maybe, but we keep finding or attracting people that are emotionally unavailable. And what we don't realize is subconsciously we're picking these people because we're thinking, okay, well, if this person isn't emotionally available, then, you know, how deep could this get? You know, I have less of a chance of being hurt, which is actually really the opposite, right? And so that's what I mean by subconscious, and we don't realize the things that we're doing. So I kind of feel like you're getting to this point where you're realizing who you want to see in your day-to-day, who you don't. Tell me about this Ten of Swords, the King of Cups. Whew. Well, I mean, you guys also have Pluto going retrograde in your 8th house, you know, and this is sex, death, transformation, psychology. Chanel and Yasmin, thank you guys so much for the super chat questions. This is your psychology. You know, this is where the trauma goes as well. Things that we don't want people to know about, things that we just keep hidden, or the things that we're needing to change. And I really think that you are finally ending maybe some kind of cycle in your life with a person that's really not maybe doing you any favors anymore. And I want to say with that Knight of Pentacles, it's a long time coming. But I feel like basically what you're doing is you're standing up for yourself in a situation. All right, let me see. What do we need to be looking out for Gemini? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements. What are we looking out for the new moon in Leo? Make sure you guys book with me at violettaalexis.com. Love it. Ace of Cups, Justice. Isn't that beautiful? That's great. 8 of Cups. Hello. Listen, bitch. That's what I want to say. I want to say, listen, bitch. You know, this is beautiful to me. The High Priestess and the Devil is down here. So this is super powerful energy to me. The Ace of Cups, the Justice, the 8 of Cups, the 6 of Swords. You win some and you lose some is kind of what I'm getting, but it makes me feel more so like something or someone is losing you. Like I said, I really think that there's something that's a long time coming for you. There could be something new. Keep in mind, if we're just looking at astrology, you know, you could be looking at writing something. Third house can be communication, writing, podcasts, even social media, really, things that you're writing or creating. The third house is like the things that we're creating for like content, the things that we're creating for tweets, maybe something as simple as that. The 11th house is how people are responding to it. And so, I'm kind of feeling, especially with the North Node Chiron there could be a lot of healing wounds around friendships, your biggest hopes, your biggest dreams. Do your friendships value you? Do your friends value you as much as you do? It seems like with this new moon in Leo, there's something in regards to the heart space, something that you're doing that's bringing in some kind of balance, that's bringing in some kind of karmic justice in a positive way. Like if you were really, really good to your friends, if you were really, really good to a family member, I feel like that good karma is coming back to you. But I think that the only way that you're going to really be able to welcome this in is by realizing what is in alignment with you and what is not, and the things that you do and don't deserve. And if you feel like you don't deserve some kind of treatment, or you feel like you have to walk away from somebody because they're just not doing you any good, they no longer serve you, I think that's the best course of action. The 8 of Cups and the 6 of Swords just makes me feel like, I mean, this is what, I don't even feel like this is what you need to expect. I feel like this is what people need to expect from you. So I think outdated friendships, outdated crap, if it feels toxic, you know it is. I think that you're really listening to your intuition. I think that you're listening to your gut. So, yeah. That's what I got. Let's see your advice. Advice. Oh, thank you, Amy. 2 of Swords, the Knight of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, The Two of Pentacles and the Emperor. This really makes me feel like you're going to need to be taking charge, of your own life. You're going to need to make the hard decisions. You're going to need to do the hard things. But the reason why sometimes we have to make hard decisions in our life is so that things can be easier. And I think that as long as you're coming from a practical standpoint, as long as you're not being avoidant, sometimes we can like see something and just be like, oh no, didn't see it, because we don't want to deal with it in the moment. I think that it's saying, no, like don't ignore this. Don't ignore what you see from somebody else, the behavior that you see from somebody else. For some of you, I really think that writing at this time, or even listening to healthy podcasts for you, reading, literature, things of that nature, is really going to help, and doing it alone on top of it. Because I think that, listen, I had, with these squares that are going on to Uranus, I mean, it's happening in my first house, and I'm just like, ugh. But understand that Uranus is like the liberator. So when we have squares to Uranus, it's like, how are you liberating yourself? There's something that you can do that's going to be highly liberating for you. Canceling out and cutting off these, Uranus is also about cutting off. So it can be like in your 12th house, squaring Uranus in your 12th house. It can be about cutting out these self-sabotaging behaviors, cutting out people, places, things that are no longer healthy for you. The third house is also about your local neighborhood, your local community. And so it's kind of asking you, like, where have you been spending your time? Is it good for your mental health? Who have you been spending your time with? Is there conflict in a family situation? Even if it is conflict in a family situation with that Mercury and that Mercury and Mars there traveling through your fourth house, sometimes we have to cut off people that are blood related to us. I don't care. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't care if you're blood related to me. That doesn't mean to me. Sometimes you have to separate yourself. Like, I had to separate myself from my family for 3.5 years. I didn't care. I was willing to go my whole life because I just did not and was not going to allow toxic people into my life that were abusive, that made me feel bad about myself. Sometimes you got to do that, It doesn't matter. I don't care. I've known you for 10 years. I don't care. Bye. So I feel like you just need to make some healthy choices, doing the stable thing, doing the heartfelt thing, what's good for you, especially on a mental level. All right. So thank you guys so much. Make sure that you book with me at violetaalexis.com. Also, I am a creative writer. If you guys would like to check out my page, I'm going to go ahead and put the link there. I'm coming out with something new for the new moon in Leo next Wednesday. I think it's the best thing that I've ever written. So make sure that you guys keep yourself posted for that. Okay. And thank you to my already subscribers on my other channel, Where Dead Flowers Bloom. It definitely means a lot to me. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements for tarot, and Cancer rising for the astrology. Okay, give me 1 second. All right, Cancer risings. You guys are going to be having this new moon happen in your second house. This could be a very financial new moon for you. It could also be about your self-worth, self-value. Venus is also going retrograde there. Venus is also about finances. And then we got the King of Pentacles popping out. So there you go. The King of Pentacles, the King of Swords, the Hermit, and the Ten of Pentacles. Wow. Okay. So this is your energy. I really feel with this new moon in Leo happening in your second house. Daylene, thank you so much for that super chat question. With this new moon happening in your second house of the money that you're making, finances, it's naturally going to oppose your 8th house, which is like, taxes, other people's money, debts that you owe, etc. I do feel like with this King of Pentacles and this King of Swords, I do feel like you're speaking to a financial advisor for some of you. I definitely feel like you are trying to do the smart thing when it comes to your finances, or even if you're starting a new business, for instance, if you're starting a new stream of income, maybe it's on social media. I don't know, it feels like you are very goal focused with that Ten of Pentacles, which I love. it seems like you're not really focused on like right now and like what's going to make me money like within the hour. It's like what's going to make me money from now until 10 years from now. And so I think that you're very focused on you're being like farsighted, I guess you could say. The Three of Wands on the Wheel of Fortune. I mean, I love that. For some of you, you're absolutely in 100% traveling. You guys do have Neptune and Saturn going through your ninth house of travel. So, I mean, Saturn can kind of bring a little bit of restriction. So maybe you're trying to get your finances in order so that you can go on a trip for some of you. For others of you, you are just ready to fly. Three of Wands is Mars and Aries. The Wheel of Fortune is Jupiterian energy. So this is all about going for something. This is all about not being inhibited, going for it. I definitely feel like whatever this is that you're building, it's something that's very true to you, something that you want on an individual level. I think that for a lot of you, you're also talking to somebody. With that square to Uranus in the 11th house, I'm kind of wondering if you are speaking to other people about like out of the box ideas of what you can do from a financial standpoint, or what you can do about debts or something like that. Thank you so much, Be Wise, for the super chat question. All right, let me see. What does Cancer need to be looking out for? Show me what Cancer needs to be looking out for. Thank you, Carmen. I shuffle. Thank you, Mira. The Three of Pentacles, the Six of Swords, the King of Cups, and the Four of Pentacles. That's so interesting because earlier I wanted to say when I saw that King of Swords and that Hermit, I was like, I wonder if Cancer is speaking to a therapist. And then I saw the King of Cups come out with the Six of Swords. And the King of Cups can be like therapist, like a therapist that you're speaking to. And for some of you, maybe you're doing that, okay? With that Three of Pentacles, the Six of Swords, the King of Cups, and the Four of Pentacles, this definitely makes me feel like this is financial once again. The Three of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles, I love this because this is telling me that there's some kind of opportunity for progress that you're having. But once again, I definitely feel like you are speaking with somebody. I think speaking to a financial advisor, because I'm obviously not one, or speaking to people that are smarter than you, right? That's what we need to do. We need to talk to people and be advised by people that are smarter than us, because obviously we don't know everything, right? I'm definitely not, if you ask me a question about basketball, I'm not going to know what the hell to tell you. So I think that it seems like you have an opportunity to kind of work with somebody. That's what I kind of feel like the square to Uranus in your 11th house is kind of doing, to resolve some kind of financial issue. I definitely feel like you have some kind of support here, somebody who's kind of helping you budget or figuring out how to implement this new stream of income. For some of you, if this is about self-worth and self-value, I definitely think that you're having some big realizations about you and actually what you deserve. Well, what do you deserve? The 10 of Pentacles. How are we going to get there? Three of Pentacles to the Four of Pentacles, is like definitely you're being more farsighted about what it is that you actually want. I think that you're thinking long-term. I think that for some of you, you could just be talking to a friend, or you could be talking to a therapist. Like I said, if this is about self-worth and self-value. And I think that a lot of you are kind of moving on from some things that really hurt you in the past. And realizing, yeah, look, the Magician of the Four of Swords. I told you. For some of you, you're absolutely 100% talking to a therapist or talking to somebody that's helping you heal in some way. I feel like this is going to be very beneficial for you. I want to say stay focused. I just got that message. Stay focused. Don't keep your eye off the ball. If there is some kind of debts that you need to pay, I'm wondering with that Three of Pentacles, Six of Swords, I don't think it's going to be super hard. I just think that your best bet is kind of falling back on that Uranus a little bit. I kind of feel like personally when we're having squares to a planet, whichever planet it's squaring to, I actually think that that's where the diamond can be made. Because a square is kind of about like conflict. It's about like figuring it out, meshing it out, and I think that's where the actual beauty is through that planet it's making a square to. And so I think that Uranus, being that it's liberation, freedom, other people, cutting out, I really think that you speaking to somebody who is smarter than you, that's going to help you think of an out of the box way to make money, let go of these issues around self-worth, self-value, self-esteem issues, or some new kind of business prospect. I really think that talking to somebody else is going to be the best course of action. So let's go ahead and take a look at your advice. Give me advice for Cancer. Make sure that you guys book with me at violettaalexis.com. Last shuffle. Aw, thank you, Kismet. You're so cute. Damn, that Seven of Cups is coming out a lot. Okay. Wow. Wow. I mean, this is... Wow. Almost all major arcanas, you know. This feels deeper to me than just the physical. You know, the second house is a very physical house. But it's also, you know, it's the thing about the houses are one house always opposes the other, but they're actually quite similar, right? So where the second house, for instance, is our money, the money we're making, the eighth house is other people's money. Where the second house is more about the physical, the eighth house is more about the internal, right? Like what's going on in here. And I feel like there's going to need to be a huge focus on what's going on the inside in order to cultivate or to manifest what you want in real time, you know. So for instance, you know, if I'm trying to work on my self-worth and self-value issues, and maybe I think that, okay, well, you know, I really would love to get up earlier and eat right, and I would really love to go to the gym every morning at 7 a.m., okay? Well, if I'm still doing the same that I've always done, where I'm staying up till 1 o'clock in the morning and, you know, I'm eating Fritos and I'm talking to my ex and we're phone boning and I hate them secretly, that's really not going to manifest in the second house reality, right? It's really not going to get us to where we need to go. So most of the time, it's really about figuring out what's going on the inside so we can solidify Hierophant, Taurus, second house. Okay. I know that Leo is your second house, but Taurus is the natural ruler of the second house. How we can manifest it into our reality. And so, like, what is stopping you from, you know what this reminds me of? And I've used this before. For some, and I have to say it. If it comes to me, I have to say it. But my daughter one time, right? And now this is going to make me look like a terrible parent, but I want to be honest because I think that it's important. One time, my daughter's a Leo rising, okay? So with all those transits to Leo, she's definitely going through it right now. But she is very much a showstopper, but she hides it, right? She hides it. I think that maybe somebody had made her feel very ashamed of her self-expression, right? Just like people have made me feel the same way. And so one day I saw the door was cracked and she was in the bathroom and she was like singing in a hairbrush and she was like, nah, right? And so I kind of giggled. I was like, oh, everything has to be a show, honey, right? Like just joking around, like not even thinking how that would affect her. And she cried. She totally cried, ran to her room, shut the door. She was so humiliated and embarrassed. And I was just like, wow, I didn't think that me saying that could have affected her so deeply, you know? And to me, it just looked like a joke, but that will live with her for years to come on a subconscious level. And so what has someone said to you, or what has someone done to you? What external reality has somebody imposed upon you that has made you fearful of self-expression? You know, don't let somebody stop that, you know, when it comes to that beautiful side of yourself. Don't let it cast you down or make you feel bad. Okay. I know that makes me sound terrible. It was a total accident. You know, obviously I didn't mean it, you know, but it just gave me that. So I heard it in my head, so I had to say it. So I just want to say for some of you, yes. And the sun is here, you know. Anyway, I'm not going to stay on this too long. Sorry, sometimes I be getting really into these readings, honey. Another special shout out to Anna for the 50. Thank you so much. So thank you guys so much. If you want to book with me, you can book with me at violettaalexis.com. Also, if you're into creative writing, I am a writer. You can check out my other page here. I just put it in the chat box, and you can go subscribe, check it out. I'm coming out with a new video on the new moon in Leo. So on Wednesday, next Wednesday here. So make sure that you look out for that. So now, speaking of Leos, the big dogs, the stars of the show, okay? Oh, that's good, Shiria. You're welcome, little V. Anytime, honey. All right. So now we got Leo here. So Leos, obviously, you guys are having a new moon in your sign. This could be about your physical body, your identity, how you're showing up, your relationship with your body, your physical appearance, squaring Uranus in your 10th house. So let's see if we have the 8 of Cups. Hold on. Okay. 8 of Cups, 8 of Pentacles, 2 of Pentacles, the 4 of Pentacles. Oh. Tell me about that 8 of Cups. You know, I'm not going to lie to you. This is very financial to me. You know, and I'm wondering if it has something to do with that square to Uranus in your 10th house of career. With that 8 of Cups being clarified by that 9 of Pentacles, are you walking away from a job? Are you walking away from the way that you used to make money? Are you walking away from the way that people used to see you? You know, with Venus going retrograde through your first house, I mean, you're definitely reevaluating things. You're reevaluating your appearance. You know, you're reevaluating yourself. You're reevaluating what it is that you value. You know, the way that you're thinking, the way that you're communicating. Venus ruling your 3rd house of communication and your thought life. You know, and the places that you spend your time. And so I think that a lot of you are walking away from an old version of you is more so what it feels like. You know, maybe you cared too much about what other people thought, you know, which Leos, they say Leos are highly confident and at the most high vibrational, absolutely. But when Leos are not feeling their best, they do care too much about what people think. They do feel like they need that constant validation. You know, look at me, look at me. You know, it can be that kind of vibe. And so I think that a lot of you are trying to really work on that. You're like, no, I don't want to be that person that people knew me as anymore. Am I doing this for me or am I doing this for everybody else? Do I look this way for me or do I look this way for my boss? Or do I, you know, and I understand, you know, sometimes we got to follow protocol, right? But I definitely feel like there's something that you're working on that is kind of balancing you here. I kind of want to say you're doing things your way. I do think that you are trying to liberate the way that you're being seen out in the world. But to me, at least with this energy, it feels like you're trying to do so kind of at a snail's pace a little bit. The 3 of Wands and the 2 of Swords. It makes me feel like there is some kind of apprehension at first, but it feels like you're not afraid anymore. With that 3 of Wands, Mars and Aries, 2 of Swords makes me feel like, especially with that Mars energy, like you're not avoiding something anymore. I'm also wondering, Mercury is also going to be going retrograde through your 2nd house. It's already in its shadow period. And with Mars there, you know, for some of you are cutting something out of your diet. Mars can be cutting something out, cutting off. 2nd house can be like what you're putting in your mouth. But Mercury retrograde in your 2nd can talk about, you know, how are we making money? Is this something that I actually want to do? You know, is this something that is authentic to me? Venus retrograde, new moon in your 1st house. Is this authentic to me? So let's take a look. Oh, wow, Rosie. That's crazy. Okay, we got to pop out the 10 of Pentacles. So I'm kind of wondering if this is like highly financial. Yeah, look at that. 10 of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles, the 3 of Swords. What's that? The Justice. Yeah, okay. So I think that's something that has been long standing for you. I kind of feel like you're breaking free of it. You know, this is, keep in mind, you guys, this is also a very liberating and kind of a rebellious new moon. Lilith is there and it's conjunct this new moon. And so Lilith is what? Well, it's our dark feminine energy. It's how we're rebelling. So I think that for a lot of you, you're rebelling against, you know, a career, an old way of making money, the things that you're placing value on. I think that you're tired of people pleasing for some of you, where you felt like you have. Yeah, look at this 10 of Swords, 3 of Pentacles. You're not in an agreement with somebody anymore. You're not on the same page with people anymore, whether that's a boss, coworkers, etc. You're not doing it. I think that, you know, be careful with your money. I do want to say that, especially because Venus is retrograde. Be cautious with your money, obviously. And, you know, don't go doing something where, you know, you're like, F this, and you have a Jerry Maguire moment and you walk out and you're like, F everybody, you know, and you're flipping off the boss, and then like you realize, oh my God, I really needed that job. You know, I want to say make calculated decisions. I mean, we're not at the advice portion yet, but I do want to say that. And I think that you are anyway. I mean, there's so much grounded energy here. I mean, it's so much earth energy, in your energy. And so I definitely want to say just be cautious when you're reevaluating your finances, the way that you're going about making money. Just don't, make sure you're not doing something that you're going to regret. Just take calculated risks if you're going to take a risk, okay? So let's take a look. Make sure that you guys book with me at violettaalexis.com. So let me see. I need advice for my Leos. Last shuffle. The Hangman. The Emperor. The Five of Cups. And the King of Pentacles. So, like I said, you know, yeah, look, don't do anything. I just said this. Don't do something that you're going to regret. King of Pentacles, Five of Cups. Don't make an impulsive decision and then be like, yeah, F it, I'm out of here, you know, and then you're like, oh my God, you're drinking yourself to death at 3 o'clock in the morning and talking to your best friend, Cheryl, that lives, you know, 3 states away. You know, I don't know. I definitely want to say, tell me about that Hangman, the Magician. I think that you guys have a lot of talents, gifts, skills, and abilities, and it just makes me feel like, it feels like it's bursting, you know? It feels like there's something that you have inside of you. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of when I was a waitress. I was a waitress like my whole life, and I hated it, right? I hated it because I felt like my potential was being suppressed, and it was. You know, I wasn't just a waitress. I had so much inside of me. I was a writer. I was apparently a tarot reader. I was a live streamer. I was apparently an entertainer. I was apparently, you know, an astrologer. I was apparently all of these things, a musician. You know, I was apparently all of these things, but it was just being suppressed by me doing what I had to do in the moment. And that doesn't mean don't do what you have to do. You have to do what you have to do, right? You have to do what you have to do so that way you can do what you want to do later. You feel me? And so I definitely think that maybe there are some subconscious things that are trying to get out. You know, the Hangman is the 12th house. The 12th house, not everybody talks about this, but it can talk about film, music, creativity, you know, creating something. And so I think that maybe you're kind of feeling suppressed in some way and you're needing to eventually step into that power. Maybe the time is now, you know, especially if you've been self-sabotaging yourself, especially if you've been self-sabotaging and you haven't been authentic to you. That is self-sabotage. And so it's the sense of needing to take control of your own life, but needing to take these calculated risks in order to do so. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Leo. If you want to book a personal reading with me, make sure that you visit www.violettaalexis.com. Also, if you're into writing, I am a creative writer, and you can subscribe to my new channel, Where Dead Flowers Bloom. I went ahead and posted that link in the chat box. Okay. Thank you so much, Leos. Good luck. All right. Let's move on to Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements for the tarot. And for astrology, we're going to be taking a look at Virgo risings, okay? But you guys can watch regardless. So let's see. Let me just get some water. All right. If you guys have not hit the thumbs up button, please do so. All right, Virgos, I'm just pulling up your chart here. All right. So Virgo rising specifically, you guys are having a new moon happening in your 12th house of creativity, foreign lands, foreign travel, behind the scenes, your mental health, addictions, etc. So, with that square to Uranus in your ninth, there could be some epiphanies that you're having. Mercury going retrograde pretty soon here, I think on August 23rd in your first house. And Mars there. I want to say, don't put your foot in your mouth or say something that you regret. Okay. I do want to say that because you may end up like self-sabotaging. All right. So we have the Queen of Pentacles. We have the Six of Cups. We have the Chariot, and we have the World. So this is interesting to me with the Chariot and the World there, especially with those squares to Uranus. I'm kind of wondering for some of you, if you're trying to go on some kind of retreat or you're trying to travel to some foreign land, it could be somewhere that you've been before with that Six of Cups. Oh my God, Anna, thank you so much. Everybody hashtag Anna right now. Anna right now. Anna right now. Anna right now. Anna, thank you so much. That's so nice. That was so generous. Thank you. Oh my God, you're so sweet. Thank you so much. That means the world. You guys please hashtag Anna in the chat. It really makes me feel like for some of you, you could be going to somewhere that you've been before. Or you may be trying to implement these travel plans, but maybe you feel like there are still some things that you need to clean up in regards to your career, or like things that you're taking care of in regards to your career, especially with Mercury going retrograde. Mercury rules your first house. It also rules your 10th house of career, reputation, etc. I'm really wondering if for a lot of you, you're trying to focus on home or family life, or, your bills. We all got bills, your business, whatever it may be. But maybe you're wanting to travel. Maybe you're wanting to break out of your reality. I think that a lot of you are going to have some epiphanies when it comes to your self-sabotaging behaviors. Any addictions that you may have, and you may be kind of focusing on those things. I love that I see the World here. Yeah, look, Nine of Swords. Look at that. Nine of Swords and the Four of Cups really make me feel like there is some kind of, look at that, Five of Wands, really make me feel like there is some kind of mental conflict that's going on that you really need to address, whether that's speaking to a therapist. I think that speaking to a therapist at this time is going to be highly beneficial for you. You guys do have Chiron and the North Node going through your 8th house of, traumas, death, sex, transformation. I feel like there's something that needs to be healed with Chiron, especially going retrograde there. Something could be healed with a partner. Something could be healed. Like if any of you guys, for instance, have any kind of sexual trauma, I think that speaking to a therapist is going to be like the perfect time to do that right now. I want to see what that World is. The 10 of Wands. Yeah, it's interesting to me because like I said, it feels like, I just love tarot and astrology so much because it feels like you want to travel, right? It feels like you want to do something for you. But it feels like you have these other responsibilities. Queen of Pentacles, 10 of Wands that you feel like are tying you down. You're like, God, I just want to get out of here, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I think that also involving yourself into some kind of spiritual practice or speaking to some type of guru with that square to Uranus in your ninth. The ninth house can talk about like gurus, mentors. So I definitely feel like your best bet right now is to talk to other people, I also think that you going back to some kind of creative pursuit that you've had in the past. 12th house can also talk about creativity. Venus going retrograde there. I think that you going back to some kind of old creative coping mechanism would be very beneficial for you also. So, well, hello, Cassandra. Paola, thank you so much for the super chat question. Shout out to Anna today as well. All right, so let's see what you need to look out for. You're not the biggest fan of Chiron, Mira, because I know exactly where Chiron is in your natal chart. And that's just terrible. I've dated 2 people that had Chiron in that house for me in synastry. So I'm trying to keep your stuff low key because I don't know if you want to say it, and it is just, it hurts all the time. It just hurts. Last shuffle. The Magician. So this is you. The Magician, the Wheel of Fortune, the Knight of Cups, and the Judgment. Tell me about that Judgment. The Justice. Well, This is very interesting to me because so this is the Justice card. This is Venusian energy because it's a Libra card. It's Libra's major arcana. And then we have the Judgment here, which talks about bringing something back from the past. Being that Venus is currently transiting your 12th house of creativity, which can very well be that. Venus can also talk about like art. I feel like Judgment is bringing back something from the past. Justice is Venus. This makes me feel like you may have the opportunity to bring back something from a creative standpoint. This is also poetry, music, art, film, all of those things, whatever it is that you're into. I definitely think that you guys are going to be manifesting some kind of travel because the Magician, the Wheel of Fortune, the Magician is all about, I have an intent to do something, an intent to what? Wheel of Fortune, travel, abundance, and you guys have Jupiter also in your 9th house when Jupiter loves being in the 9th house. And so I think that for some of you, you are also kind of figuring out what it is that you believe in. When it comes to God, when it comes to a religious practice or your spirituality. I think that you guys are going to be having some huge revelations. These squares to Uranus are not all bad. I created, I think, the best piece I've ever created in regards to writing, which I'm going to be releasing next week. And during that time, Venus, my ruling planet, was making a square to Uranus, in my 1st house. And so I came out with like the best thing ever. I wrote it in 5 minutes, best thing ever. And so I think that you guys are going to be having one of those moments, like one of these like creative epiphanies or one of these subconscious epiphanies for yourself. And you're going to be realizing, oh my God, this is where I went wrong, or this is how I was sabotaging myself, or I can't believe I let this talent, gift, skill go that I'm so good at and that I love so much. I need to bring this back. And I feel like there's going to be an opportunity to do so. Seven of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles. It's all going to be about whatever you're investing in is what's going to grow. If you're investing in spending a bunch of money, you're going to lose a bunch of money. If you're investing in your mental health and you're speaking to a therapist, your mental health is going to get better. It's like, where are you investing your time and your energy, and where do you need to make these practical decisions? Thank you, Carmen. Yeah, Carmen is one of the very few that saw it. So let's see advice for you. Oh, I love that for you, Rosie. Honestly, a very spiritual, naturally spiritual, or very gifted person, very protected person. Last shuffle. It's a big responsibility to have that there, I believe. The Two of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles, the Seven of Wands, and the Nine of Cups. Okay. Whose reading does this remind me of? Leo. Reminds me of Leo. It's like needing to do what you have to do so you can do what you can later, right? Or do what you want later, right? I think with the Two of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles, the Seven of Wands, and the Nine of Cups, once again, I think that there's a lot of responsibilities that you have. And obviously, I think that you really need to take care of those responsibilities. I really want to say prioritize. That is the biggest thing that I can tell you right now. You absolutely have to prioritize things. If you are staying up till 3 o'clock in the morning and then you're not getting anything done the next day, or you're just in a crappy mood, you're not going to get into your creative pursuits. You're not going to be able to be your absolute best at your job or your career, so that way you can save up money to travel or whatever it is that you're trying to do. Maybe you're trying to, get a life coach. I mean, I don't know. It's like saying, listen, you still have to maintain these things. Because once you maintain these things, get into your Virgo-y self, get it together. It could also be, relationship responsibilities, with Mars and Mercury in your 1st house opposing your 7th, Neptune and Saturn there. Holy crap, right? Reality check time. There are other responsibilities that you do have, and I feel like you're needing to really implement some proper routine or get yours in order. Prioritize Mercury retrograde in your 1st house. So that way you can do the things that make you feel good. Nine of Cups, which is Jupiterian energy. It's Jupiter energy. Yeah, Ace of Wands, Knight of Swords. I feel like you'll feel more inspired once you reprioritize things. Okay. Yeah, and also you guys have Pluto going retrograde in your 5th house, And so maybe going back to, Pluto's kind of asking you, hey, like, why did you let this go? Or like, what do you need to change in regards to your creativity? Maybe implementing those old practices, those old creative practices that you had that actually made you really happy. What makes you happy, right? All right, let's see. All right. Thank you so much, Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. For the astrology, it'll be Virgo Rising. Thank you so much. You can book with me at www.violettaalexis.com. Also, if you're into creative writing, I am a writer. You can check out my new page called Where Dead Flowers Bloom. I just posted a video a couple days ago, and I'm going to be posting my best work ever, I think, on the new moon in Leo on August 16th for next week on Wednesday. So make sure that you click on that link that I just dropped in the chat, okay? All right, let's move on to Libras. All right. All right, Libras. So you guys are having this new moon happening in your 11th house of groups, communities, friends, social media, and your biggest dreams and aspirations, squaring Uranus in the 8th. It's interesting because I see the devil is here. The devil with the 2 of Wands, the Ace of Wands, and the 2 of Pentacles. That 2 of Pentacles is also showing. The 7 of Cups I saw, and the 2 of Pentacles seems to be showing up a lot. And there's the Star. So the Star is a natural 11th house ruler because it is Aquarius, and Aquarius naturally rules the 11th house, okay? Naturally rules the 11th house. And so I feel like with this new moon happening in your 11th house, there could be some new group or community that you become a part of. You could have some new dream or aspiration of some sort. I want to say with that square to Uranus in your 8th, if you are trying to have a new dream or something like that, or if you're trying to implement a new dream or put it into reality, I want to say you may feel like you don't have the finances. For some reason, you may feel like you don't have, like you maybe need a loan. You feel like you can't get one. Maybe there's some kind of issue there. I really feel like maybe if that's the case, maybe speaking to a financial advisor may help you if you are trying to start something. It's interesting because you have the devil here, 2 of Wands, Ace of Wands, 2 of Pentacles, 2, 1, 2. What's the devil about? The 5 of Wands. I'm wondering if there's some kind of conflict or there's some kind of secret that comes out about somebody that you're dealing with, like a friend specifically. 8th house can kind of talk about secrets. I'm also wondering here, hold on, let me look at something on your chart. 6th house can also talk about enemies. And I don't want to freak you out or anything like that, but you may start to wonder or find out somehow because, Uranus naturally rules your 6th house. And that can talk about open enemies. And so for some of you, I'm kind of wondering if you find out that there's a friend that's actually not that great for you, that actually could be some kind of enemy. I think that you're getting to this point where you're like, holy crap, you feel maybe stuck to somebody or you feel stuck to something. And you're getting to this point where you're like, okay, I have to make a decision. I may have to separate myself. 2 of Wands is I have to do something out of the box, or I have to get out of my comfort zone with something. And you may be deciding to start another friend group, or make a decision to invest more time and energy into another friend or another group or community that you're a part of. It could also be when it comes to your dreams, you could feel like there's some kind of block when it comes to finances. Or it could even be something psychological, or feeling like there's something that you're needing to change in regards to your psychology or in regards to something financial first before you can do it. So that may be where the conflict lies. But I really want to say, focusing on maybe your physical body at this time may be very beneficial for you. Focusing a lot on your work, working up towards something. There may be a debt that you may have to pay off of some sort. I think that a lot of you guys are looking pretty inspired to start something new. It could be something like a practical dream, but I feel like with the sacred fire and the star here, it makes me feel like the things that you wanted before, you don't want the same things now. And that happens when we evolve, which is just tells me that you are evolving in some way. So, maybe you used to want to be a hairdresser like 5 years ago, right? Nothing wrong with that. But now you're like, yeah, I don't really want to do that. I want to be a makeup artist. I don't know, whatever your big dream is, but you may kind of feel like, okay, how am I going to get the finances, or how am I going to do this? Let's take a look at what you need to watch out for. So you got the seed of life, the shaman, which is basically the magician. You got masks, the hidden wolf, and you have the page of wands. So like I stated before, you may start to realize the true nature of somebody who is maybe not the best for you. A group or community that you're a part of where it feels like Mean Girls. I don't know, maybe you are a part of a live streaming app and you're on there all the time and you're up there and you're live streaming and you realize, oh my God, this is like really toxic. I hate the people here. And you're starting to realize that you're really not going to resonate with this. There's something new that you have to start, a new group, a new community, something, a new dream. Because it's going to start feeling like the mask is coming off. I feel like with that square to Uranus in your 8th, and Jupiter is in there. So it's going to be beneficial. It's something may be revealed to you where you're like, oh my God, I'm so glad I saw that, right? I'm so glad I saw that before I invested more time or more energy or whatever. And so I really think that with the nature card here, the seed of life and the ace of wands, it just makes me feel like it's a new beginning. It is, after all, a new moon. So there's something new that you are starting. Also with Mercury and Mars there in your 12th house, I feel like there's something rumbling under the surface for you, something that you're getting ready to come out and say at some point, or something that you're getting ready to communicate. There's maybe some kind of internal conflict going on. And I just want to say, like, I kind of want your instincts and trust your gut. The 9 of Pentacles, this makes me feel like you're going to be kind of, you could be like changing a friend group or breaking away. You could be like breaking away, okay? For some of you, 9 of Pentacles is like, I'm going to focus on me, and do what makes me feel good. So let's see here. Let me get advice for you. To chat sometimes I can't. The Page of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles, the 10 of Wands, and the 9 of Swords. So I'm kind of feeling like this 10 of Wands and the 9 of Swords is more like this Mercury about to go retrograde in your 12th house and Mars there as well. There could be like some shady stuff going on behind the scenes, okay? It could also be like, I don't want to say that you're totally delusional, but sometimes like in the 12th house, like it can be things that are imagined. So don't like start to create a narrative that isn't necessarily what's going on and just assume the worst and then it actually backfires on you. I do want to say that as well. I think that with that Page of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles, I think that your advice is, be vulnerable enough with yourself to know when you need to opt out, to know when you need to start something new. I think that focusing on your work, your health, your routine, your day-to-day is going to be very beneficial for you, especially with Mercury and Mars going in your 12th house of your mental health. I think that getting a good routine in there is going to be very beneficial for you. I really also think that I feel like everybody needs to be talking to a therapist at this time. I'm not even going to lie. I think that you may be making something as well. Sometimes we can be our own worst enemy with that square to Uranus when it comes to our psychology, 8th house, the things that we need to change. I'm wondering if there's something psychologically that's maybe going on where you're actually making it harder on yourself than it needs to be. Maybe you've been clinging to somebody or something for a very long time. Venus is going retrograde in the 11th house. There's a big reevaluation around you and the groups and communities that you're a part of. You are Venus. So, it's like that's what you're doing. Wherever Venus is like the archetype of you. It's what you're doing. And so you're reevaluating the friendships, groups, other people that you're surrounding yourself with. You are who you surround yourself with. And I think that you're kind of coming to that conclusion as well. You're like, okay, if I hang out with these people, this is how I'm going to be seen. Not that you should always care about what other people think, but I mean, like, let's be honest, right? So anyway, Yeah. I don't know though. I think you have some fans here, so to speak, with that Knight of Wands and that King of Pentacles. That's what it's giving me. I feel like there's some masculine energy here who's really here to support you. And so just don't make something hard on yourself, or don't create a narrative in your head and like make things worse. Just take things for what they are. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements for tarot, Libra Rising for astrology. If you guys want to book with me, make sure that you visit www.violettaalexis.com. You will see that up here on the screen and also in my bio. If you guys are into creative writing, I am a creative writer, and you guys can check out my new channel. I just dropped a video a couple of days ago, and I'm coming out with a new video, which I think is the best work I've ever written. At least that's what my best friend said. That's going to be dropping on the new moon in Leo on Wednesday for next week. So make sure that you guys click on that link that I just dropped in the chat, okay? All right, let's move on to Scorpios. Hello, Scorpios. I hope that you guys are doing really, really, really awesome. Keep in mind, for the rising sign Scorpio, this is going to be for astrology, but for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements, just for the Scorpio placements, for those placements, you could just look for the tarot, okay? So let me see here. Hey, King Mo, it's so good to see you. All right, let's see. All right, Scorpios. So this is a very public transit for you. New moon in the 10th house, your career and your reputation. Venus going retrograde there, reevaluating a lot of things in regards to that. If you're being valued at your career, if you value your career, Chiron is also in your 6th house. It can also talk about the work that you're doing. Also healing with your body, nutrition, etc. How you're being seen out in the world in regards to that, You're going to have these squares to Uranus in your 7th house. So I'm wondering if this is some kind of issue with like a business partner, something like that. So the 8 of Swords, the Ace of Wands, the 4 of Swords, and the Strength. I'm kind of feeling like you just want some peace. It's interesting to me that the Strength card shows up here, which is Leo energy. Makes me feel like this new moon could actually be quite healing for you. You could be having a big revelation, especially in regards to partnerships, whether that's business partnerships, intimate partnerships, one-on-one partnerships. I feel like with that 8 of Swords, there's a little bit of stuck confusion or stuck energy. But I think that with that square to your Uranus and that liberation that you're kind of having, I think is going to propel you into some kind of new beginning. Why is the 8 of Swords here? The 5 of Cups. Yeah, it really makes me feel like maybe the way that you're showing up in the world, or in regards to your career, how you're showing up in regards to public, your reputation, etc., maybe at odds with like a business partner, maybe at odds with an intimate partner, something like that. And so there's a sense of, okay, am I going to regret this if I break free from this? Am I going to regret this if I, tell this client to kick rocks? Am I going to regret this? I don't know. I can't tell you that. I do want to kind of say, Uranus does rule your 4th house. So, and with Uranus in the 7th house, I'm wondering if it's like a family member that you're at odds with for some of you. It absolutely could be a family member that you're at odds with. You guys are having the South Node transiting your 12th house of your addictions, your mental health, etc. I feel like you're getting ready to let go of a lot of things that don't make you feel good, addictions, self-sabotaging behaviors, people in your life that maybe need to be removed, etc. And I feel like you're going to be focusing more on work, health, routine. Like that's where your big focus is going to be. So for some of you, you could be reevaluating the career that you're in. There could be like a opportunity to heal your reputation as well. If there's been any damage in regards to that, you may have some people that don't agree with something that you're doing. And honestly, like I can't tell you one way or another whether or not you should care, but the Judgment and the Lovers here, you could have like a partner that's judging you for something, or you could feel like you're being judged by other people. 10th house is a very public house. It's like everybody's going to see it, And so I think that a lot of you guys may feel like you're being judged by somebody, and you're like, okay, well, this is how I'm showing up. This is what I want to do. This is what makes me feel good. I've had a lot of time to think about this, Venus being retrograde in your 10th house, and now I'm ready to kind of implement this. Yeah, because see, the thing is Venus also rules your seventh house of one-on-one partnerships, and it's in your 10th house. So I'm wondering if there's a huge reevaluation. For some of you, this could also be like a romantic status change. You know, the 10th house can sometimes talk about that with Venus ruling your seventh house of one-on-one partnerships and it going retrograde in your 10th house. Kind of wondering if it's something in regards to reevaluating an actual relationship. Do I want to be married? Do I want to be engaged? Do I want to be in this relationship? Do I want to be single? Okay. So I feel like for some of you, I really think that you want to be seen. Like you want to be seen more. North Node in your 6th, you know, the hustle and bustle, the 10th house, where you're being seen, where you're showing up. This sense of South Node in the 12th house. South Node, the 12th house is like where we go to spend time alone. It's isolation. And so you may be spending less time alone and wanting to be spending more time with people. And there could be somebody that is unhappy with that. Okay. So let me see here. Hello, Karmic Karen. Oh, from Oregon. I was born in Oregon. Coos Bay, actually. All right, let me see this. All right, wow, the Tower, which is you. This is what you can expect. Okay, I feel like that's that. Those are those squares to Uranus. All right, what can Scorpio expect? Last shuffle. The Tower, the Knight of Pentacles. Well, Knight of Pentacles is Virgo. Wheel of Fortune, which is Jupiter, which is in your 7th house. The Two of Swords. You know, there could be this energy. Yeah, King of Cups in the Chariot. It's like a very emotional, kind of emotional cards. I mean, the Chariot isn't necessarily emotional, but it is Cancer, right? Cancer rules our emotions, our intuition, what makes us feel comfortable, etc. I think that there's somebody that you could be in love with, somebody that's in love with you, but it feels like there's something that you're doing that is shaking things up, especially in regards to like your day-to-day routine, how you're showing up, things that you're healing in regards to your body, your physical health, you know, any enemies maybe that are coming out of the woodworks, but I'm not really going to focus on that. I think that you are trying to kind of let go. It's almost like a breaking free, because square to Uranus is like a breaking free of something. Breaking free of what? Square to Uranus, 7th house, some kind of relationship or some kind of business partnership that is no longer maybe something that you are interested in, or just how you're showing up in the world. The Tower, the Knight of Pentacles could really be at odds with somebody else. Now, maybe you're feeling like a partner or a client is actually like some kind of enemy, you know? It could be something dramatic like that, but I'm also very naturally a dramatic person. You guys are also about to have Mercury going retrograde in your 11th house of your biggest dreams, your biggest goals, your biggest wishes. And not only that, but also the company that you keep. And so I think that that's also going to be up for a reevaluation. And so it just makes me feel like there's something new that's happening in regards to reputation, the people that you're surrounding yourself with, the partnerships that you're keeping, and how they are benefiting your career, your reputation. You know, I feel like that's going to be a big focus for you, and wanting to kind of express yourself and rebel a little bit. Lilith is going to, this new moon is going to conjunct Lilith. So I feel like there's going to be a sense of wanting to break free, wanting to break out. This is me. Woo. You know, it's a very public house. So I do want to say this. Be cautious at this time of what you're doing in public, what you're saying. Queen of Swords in the Tower. You know, something that you're saying could come back to just kind of like bite you in the ass, etc. But overall, I personally think that this is a fun new moon. This is an interesting new moon. It's a little crazy, you know. Venus is also being reborn as well. You know, she is invisible right now. The sun's just kind of blazing her afire. And so after this, she's going to be coming out a whole new bitch. And so I think you are too, you know. So let's go ahead and take a look at your advice. The King of Pentacles, the Eight of Cups, the Five of Wands, and the Four of Wands. I'm really feeling if there's like a constant conflict with a partner, a business partner, a friend, something like that, I really think you need to walk away, because I think that there are other things that you need to focus on, like King of Pentacles, okay, your career. You really need to you're really needing to focus on the bag, the practical things in life, and you're needing to walk away from conflict, from things that are no longer serving you. You really have to ask yourself, is something really worth it? Is it worth it to say this thing online and then put my foot in my mouth, or, you know, create enemies? I mean, I don't know. Is it, you know, And so I just want to kind of say, like, watch what you're doing at this time. I feel like a lot of eyes are going to be on you, and freeing yourself from any kind of conflict in your life. And yeah, look, focusing on the bag. The King and the Queen of Pentacles this year. So I'm wondering if there is somebody who either you're dealing with now, or maybe something can be worked out. With those squares to Uranus, you know, a square is like, it can be a diamond, you know, it's made under pressure. And so if you work with this energy in the right way, and there's some kind of partnership, some kind of friend, something, business partnership, intimate partnership that you want to save, I feel like there's an ability to do that, but it's going to take work, you know. It's going to take some liberation. Okay. So Scorpio, thank you guys so much. Scorpio risings for the astrology, Scorpio sun, moon, rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements for the tarot. And also make sure that you guys book with me at violettaalexis.com. And if you guys are into creative writing, I'm a writer. You guys can check out my writing page, and I'm going to go ahead and post that link in the chat. Okay. So let's go ahead and take a look at Sagittarius. Sagittarius rising for the astrology, Sagittarius sun, moon, rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements for the tarot. Let's take a look. You guys are having a new moon happening in your 9th house of legal battles, legal issues, travel, higher education, mentors, gurus, spirituality, your relationship to God, your relationship with your higher self. It's going to be squaring Uranus in the 6th. So it could be feeling like your day-to-day routine is getting in the way of something. Your day-to-day routine is getting in the way of travel plans, or learning something abroad, traveling abroad, you know, in conflict with your relationship with a guru or a mentor, your relationship with your higher self. Maybe you feel like maybe a job is getting in the way. Let's see. You guys have Mars in your 10th house. Mercury about to go retrograde, also in your 10th house, a reevaluation of your career, where you're putting your energy and your efforts. What's up, Necessary Truths? King Mo, thank you so much for that super chat question. All right, let's see. The Judgment, the 6 of Pentacles, and the King, the 10 of Cups and the King of Cups. Very interesting. So that's kind of interesting. The 6 of Pentacles is Moon and Taurus. And then I say the Judgment here, which is like a bringing back something from the past. The 6 of Pentacles, if we're just talking about Taurus in general, that does rule your 6th house of your day-to-day routine, the tasks that you need to do, your job, your work, your commitment to your health. I'm feeling like for a lot of you, there's some kind of new structure or routine that you're needing to bring back in order to maybe book these travel plans. For some of you, if you're wanting to travel, you may feel like for some of you need to work more, or maybe you need to bring back an old source of income or another job possibly in order to do this. Feels like a lot of you are also focused on a committed partnership or a committed relationship. If you guys are in some kind of relationship with that 10 of Cups and that King of Cups, you know, and you also have Pluto going retrograde in your 2nd house. So this can talk about what you do value, the things that need to change in regards to what it is you value or the money that you're making. I'm wondering for some of you with Pluto going retrograde in your 2nd, you know, these squares to Uranus in your 6th, squares to Jupiter in your 6th. I'm kind of wondering if you are bringing back some kind of old stream of income for your family. 10 of Cups, maybe to travel with your family. Hangman can talk about, you know, the 12th house, which can talk about foreign lands, etc. For some of you, you're creating something from behind the scenes as well with that Ace of Swords. Hangman is 12th house, can talk about creativity, writing, film, etc., art, music, blah, blah, blah. So it makes me feel like there's something that you're bringing back. Tell me about that Six of Pentacles, the Nine of Swords. I'm wondering if for some of you, it kind of feels like you're worried about work. It feels like you're trying to travel back to a place that you've been before, or maybe you're trying to, receive a higher education in some way. Maybe you're trying to work with a life coach, spiritual guru or something like that. But it could be like work is kind of pulling at you. No, you need to do this first before you can do this. I think that you have some emotional support here from somebody. Somebody that you could have a family with, somebody that you're married to, a spouse, a committed partnership, or it could just be somebody in your family, like a masculine figure specifically in your family. Seems like there's a lot of focus, at least for what I'm seeing in regards to the tarot, on family. So I feel like that's good. Let's see what you can expect. What's up, Vanessa? What's up, Scorp Love? Thank you so much for your comments on Where Dead Flowers Bloom yesterday. All right, tell me about what Sagittarius can expect. I'll shuffle. The Ten of Pentacles. Okay. The Empress. Wow, beautiful. The Nine of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles. I would say don't doubt yourself. I think a lot of you are reevaluating a spiritual practice. I think that a lot of you are coming up with new ways to get into your highest good or become your highest self, if that makes sense, like the best version of you, especially with that Ten of Pentacles and that Empress. The House 9 can sometimes talk about our higher self, our relationship to our higher self, like the best that we can be. And so I'm kind of wondering if that's where your focus is, and you could feel like there's something that you keep needing to do in your day-to-day routine, right? It's like maybe you want to be a guru, right? For instance, maybe you want to be some kind of spiritual guru or a pastor or something like that, right? But it's like your day-to-day job at, a Kroger, is keeping you from doing that. It could be something in regards to that. Okay. I think that your biggest focus is your long-term goals and your aspirations and what it is that actually makes you feel good, where your self-worth and your self-value is at. Pluto going retrograde through your second house, you're definitely reevaluating the things that you need to change, the way that you're making money, the way that you feel about yourself, the things that you do to make yourself feel comfortable, how you're indulging. The Empress and the Nine of Cups, we're looking at Venus and Jupiter here. Venus has been making some squares to Jupiter as well, which is really, even with the negative aspects, if we're looking at Venus and Jupiter, these are two of the greatest, these are the two benefics. And so I feel like it's still beneficial. So something may feel like a little rocky at first in regards to like your higher self and in regards to like the day-to-day and the crap that you're constantly needing to do, the things that are calling to your attention. I feel like you just need to pay more attention to the sixth house right now. Think of an out-of-the-way box to do something, so that way you can do what it is that you really want to do, go where it is that you really need to go, whether it's you needing to save up money to go on a trip or something like that. But I definitely feel like this is good, though, because it makes me feel like you're working on something that is true to you. Maybe you're focusing on a relationship with a guru, or you're focusing on a spiritual practice, or maybe you're going to church more. I don't know, something that is making you feel good, is making you feel valued or valuable. I think that you're working on something behind the scenes. I also want to say again with that Eight of Swords and that High Priestess, like don't doubt your intuition. I feel like you sometimes start to doubt yourself when it comes to something that you want. Don't do that, especially maybe when it comes to your career as well. Let's go ahead and take a look. What's up, Renegade? So good to see you. Let's go ahead and take a look at advice. What's up, V11 Tarot? The Knight of Cups, the Ace of Swords, the Seven of Wands, and the Hierophant. I almost want to say fall back on a partner if you do have a partner, or some kind of emotional support around you. I feel like it's a really good time to do that. It's interesting because I see the Hierophant here, which is Taurus, yes, but the Hierophant can also talk about our spiritual and religious practices. It can also be like the teacher. It can also be about higher learning as well. So the ninth house can be about higher learning. This could be saying, figure out what it is that you need to maintain right now. Figure out, the scheduling, like maybe a schedule is getting in the way, a certain routine, something's penciled in your calendar that is getting in the way of the ninth house things that you want to do, higher education, travel, whatever it may be. Tell me about that Knight of Cups. The Two of Cups, like I said, fall back on a partner right now or somebody that truly has your back in some way. I'm feeling like this is saying, maintain your morals, your values, your standards in regards to something. But I also feel like it's telling you can have this ninth house thing. You just have to trust yourself and take care of your sixth house matters and get stuff reconfigured basically so you can do this ninth house stuff. Okay. So thank you so much, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter for the tarot and Rising for astrology. Make sure that you book with me at violettaalexis.com. You will see that link here. You will also see it in the bio. I can't believe I still had Scorpio up. Thank you. Nobody told me that. Sorry about that. That was supposed to be for Sagittarius. And also, if you are into creative writing, you can check out my channel, Where Dead Flowers Bloom. I popped that link in the chat box for you. All right. Sorry about that, Sagittarius. I did not mean to have Scorpio up on there. Okay. Let's go ahead and take a look at Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements for the tarot and Capricorn Rising for astrology. Okay. All right, Capricorns. Capricorns, you guys are having a new moon in your 8th house of sex, death, transformation, loans, taxes, debts. So this may be a very financial new moon for you. You could be trying to get a loan at this time. For some of you, could be implementing new psychological practice or speaking to some kind of therapist. There also could be something with a new intimate partner, or with Venus going retrograde in your 8th house, an old intimate partner that is kind of making their way back to you, or you making your way back to them. Square to Uranus in your 5th. I definitely feel like this is sex or relationship related, romance related, or this could be something about child support as well. Last shuffle. I'm dead, Mira. All right, let me see here. Show me Capricorns. The 3 of Cups. Yeah. The 2 of Wands. The Death card and the Emperor. Interesting. Tell me about that Death card, which is so 8th house. The 10 of Pentacles. Wow, 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 wow. Okay, so I will say this, just be cautious of your money around this time. There could be something around child support. Keep that in mind. You could be possibly being a little too risky when it comes to spending money with a partner, with a sexual partner, whatever it may be. It does make me feel like with that 3 of Cups, 2 of Wands, I do feel like you're deciding to come together with somebody that maybe you've had sex with before, you've been in a relationship before. The Death card is Scorpio energy. Scorpio is the natural, is naturally ruled by the 8th house, and the 8th house can talk about sex. The 10 of Pentacles is here as well, which is also money. The 8th house is also a money house, but I'm feeling more so like this could be somebody that you've actually had a committed partnership with before. Maybe it's somebody that you've been married to, with that Emperor there. It seems like you're in this mode of kind of taking control of things, trying to separate your emotions. Queen of Swords is here, the 3 of Swords. I feel like you have somebody here who's very much hurting, or it could be you that's hurting. I feel like there are going to be some things that are kind of dug up around this time, especially with this being in your 8th house. I definitely feel like things are being dug up in some way. It makes me feel like there could be somebody that's very much expressing themselves to you in some kind of way. Be careful, because this could be something that kind of comes out in the public, just because Venus also rules your 10th house of this very public house, and it's in your 8th house. So something very secret could end up kind of coming to light in some way about a sexual partner, about you and a partner, something financial as well. Squares to Uranus in your 5th make me feel like, don't break the bank trying to have fun. But it also could be that, you know, you're rebelling around. I'm wondering for some of you if there's somebody that you're returning to or somebody that's returning to you that could be challenging and already like a partnership that you already have or somebody that you're already dating, or kind of coming in and kind of like, you know, when you tussle your hair, like tussling up your romantic life in some way, like, oh yeah, like this guy's back or this chick is back, you know, it kind of feels like something like that. So let's go ahead and take a look at what you can expect, Capricorns. It's okay, Carmen. Renegade, thank you so much for that super chat question. I don't think I said that. Thank you. 7 of Wands, the King of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles, and the 8 of Cups. Okay, what's the 8 of Cups? The 7 of Cups. Woo! The 10 of Wands and the 2 of Swords. You know what this makes me feel like? This makes me feel like the champagne bottle is being popped, but not in the way that you think it has. It's like something that's finally boiling over. Okay. I see a male and a female here, masculine and a feminine. Okay. It doesn't have to be a male and a female, but I see a masculine and a feminine here, and it feels like there is maybe some combative energy going on, some things that were kind of avoided in the past. I feel like they could be coming up now for review. Could be very public, like I stated before. I do feel like because Venus also rules your 5th house of dating and romance, and Venus is retrograde in your 8th house, I definitely feel like it's somebody coming back around that you used to have sex with. Just being honest, you know, unless you're like a total virgin. But I'm just, or somebody maybe that you've had a very deep yet fun connection with. It kind of makes me feel like there's some pride, some ego kind of getting in the way between you and this other person. And I'm wondering if somebody is walking away, whether it's you or someone else, to explore their other options. You know, or if you do get back together with somebody else, if you already have another person, or if the person that you're getting back together with has another person, I feel like maybe they could be walking away from that to like engage in some sexual acts with you. It just seems very, you know, I shouldn't doubt my intuition. Aw, V11 Tarot, thank you so much. I really appreciate that, baby. So let's take a look at your advice, Capricorns. The sun. So, you know, a new moon is always going to conjunct the sun. Could be with a Leo or a Virgo. Judgment, Scorpio, and Queen of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Damn. The Page of Swords and the 4 of Cups. I feel like a secret's going to come out. That's going to be like disappointing. Like, wow, seriously, that's how you felt? Or, wow, this really happened? Or it's going to be something weird like that. I'm kind of feeling like, hold on, what's that Hermit? The 3 of Wands. I almost feel like your advice is to be honest with yourself about something. I do think that there's going to be a revelation. I think there's going to be a revelation. I feel like you are getting back together with somebody, especially with the Judgment and the Queen of Cups here. I'm feeling like you may be coming together with somebody that you have been with before in some capacity. I feel like this is asking you to be optimistic, to stay positive. I think this is also about you being true to yourself. The Hermit is about self. The Sun is about self-expression. I definitely feel like this is also asking you to kind of allow this time to because I don't feel like this is just about other people. It makes me feel like this other person or this other person that's coming back is going to reveal something about your own true nature, about your own true self. Like it's almost like an opportunity for you to shine a light on the dark corners in your 8th house, the secrets that maybe you've kept or the secrets that someone else has kept from you. But it's ultimately a chance for you to look at yourself for some reason and to evaluate something and come to terms with something. Okay. Because it's like we really sometimes don't realize how much other people, whether they're enemies, friends, foes, whatever, family, how much they actually hold a mirror in front of us. And we just don't even realize it, or how much they are teaching us about ourselves if we allow it. But sometimes, especially because this new moon is in Leo, so we can be a little stubborn. It's fixed energy. It can be prideful, egoic, especially with this new in conjuncting Lilith, in a conjunction with Lilith. This is a very rebellious, prideful, it can be a very tense energy. And so I just want to say, you know, just be cautious of that if you can. Yeah, just try to be open and optimistic, okay? All right, thank you so much, Capricorn. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements for the tarot. Capricorn Rising for astrology. If you want to book with me, you can book with me at violettaalexis.com. And also, if you're into creative writing, I am a creative writer. You can check out my new page, Where Dead Flowers Bloom. It's my new channel. I'm a creative writer there. I create my writing and mesh it together with videos. I just came out with a new video 2 days ago, and I'm also coming out with I think my best writing piece yet, which is going to be next Wednesday. So make sure you guys check that out. I'm going to put this link in the chat box, okay? Let me see. I'm so dead. Hey, Perky, how you doing? Aw, thanks, Gabby. All right, let's see here. So Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements for the tarot. Aquarius Rising for the astrology. Let's go ahead and take a look at you. Okay. So Aquarius, you guys are having a new moon in your 7th house of business partnerships, intimate partnerships, one-on-one, committed partnerships. So it could be a new relationship. Could be a breaking of one with that square to Uranus of some sort. Uranus is you. It's happening in your 4th house. Uranus is in your 4th house. So with these squares to Uranus and Jupiter in your 4th house, for some of you, you just want to be left alone. Or there could be somebody who makes you uncomfortable for some reason. And there could be a reevaluation around that with Venus retrograde in your 7th house. Could be somebody at a distance. Venus rules your 9th house of distance. It absolutely could be that. Let me think. What else? Yeah. As far as I'm going to take that right now. Bye, Carmen. Love you. Have a good one. Last shuffle. Oh, yeah. Happy Friday. All right, Aquarius. 10 of Cups. S, thank you so much for the super chat question. 10 of Cups, the King of Pentacles, the 4 of Pentacles, and the 3 of Pentacles. Okay, so to me, this is about somebody. It's either somebody that you're actually in a committed relationship with, or maybe that you feel like you're financially committed to in some way. Taurus does talk about finances. I see a lot of financial stuff going on here. This could be actually related in regards to your finances in some way. Maybe you feel like you're spending too much money on a partner, maybe, too close for comfort. I'm not really sure, but it makes me feel like you're kind of holding back on somebody a little bit. It feels like you want to be alone is what I'm getting. It feels like there's somebody here who may be bringing maybe a little bit of chaos to your life, a little bit of pride, ego, showy energy. I feel like there's a reevaluation around this. I think that it seems like you're showing up. You have a lot of affection for this person. But it's interesting because I see the Page of Swords and the Two of Swords here. I'm almost getting like you are putting distance between you and somebody else. Whether that's some kind of financial distance, physical distance, energetic distance, makes me feel like you could be distancing yourself a little bit from somebody. Or for some of you, it could be that you're in some kind of partnership or some new kind of partnership with somebody that is at a distance. This could be old lovers returning from the past, so keep that in mind. You could be like, okay, what am I supposed to do about this? With that Page of Swords and the Two of Swords, there definitely could be some like spying going on in some way, and some evaluation is what I'm getting. Why is that 4 of Pentacles there? The 10 of Pentacles. I feel like it could be something financial. Like you're like, okay, no, I can't break the bank coming to see you every month. Or maybe you can, maybe you've been financially supporting someone and you feel like you can't do that anymore. Or there's something going on in regards to finances. Maybe it's a business partner. Let's see what you can expect. Wheel of Fortune, Six of Pentacles, the Death card, and the Two of Swords. I mean, for some of you, it's that you're pulling back finances of some sort, or you feel like somebody disturbs your level of comfort. The Six of Pentacles is Taurus energy, so it absolutely, and Taurus rules your 4th house. Uranus is in your 4th house. Uranus is the archetype of you. Wherever Uranus is, that's kind of what you are doing. And so I feel like you just kind of want to be alone, or you feel like somebody is disturbing your peace. And again, the Wheel of Fortune is here. So it makes me, the Wheel of Fortune is Jupiter. Jupiter can talk about at a distance. It makes me feel like it could be that you are distancing yourself in some way, whether that's financial, energetically, physically, whatever. And it could be somebody from the past. It could be somebody at a distance. You could end one relationship and start another one. The Eight of Pentacles is here, the Eight of Swords. And you may be wondering if something, if something meets your standards, if you meet somebody else's standards. Tell me about that Death card, the Knight of Cups. You could feel like you've been very loving or very giving to somebody. You could feel like you need to kind of change your tone here, or you need to kind of stop that behavior. Hold on, let me just look at your chart really quick. I want to see something. It's interesting to me because you guys do have Mars in your 8th house, and this is about like other people's finances, but this is also about just finances. Mars rules your 3rd house. There could be a lot of thinking going on about financial matters. Mercury also going retrograde in your 8th house, or rethinking, reevaluating around other people in your life, an intimate partnership possibly. Mercury also rules your 5th house of like dating and romance. I definitely feel like there's something up for review in regards to a very specific person. Let's get advice. The Knight of Swords, the Justice, the Two of Cups, and the Temperance card. Interesting. So I feel like something needs to be like laid to rest. 8 of Cups and the 4 of Swords. For some of you, you may need to separate yourself from a person. You may need to start to reevaluate, is this worth it for me? Am I settling? Is this right for me? Is this causing me more frustration? Is this making me uncomfortable? I feel like you are the one that is in conflict. You are Uranus. So I feel like it could be that you feel like a partner, business partner, relationship, whatever, is causing the conflict, and like you're reacting to it. You're like, yeah, no, this isn't, it's something like that. And I feel like having a very balanced communication where you're being honest about your feelings about something. I feel like you're going to get more bees with honey than you will vinegar, but that doesn't mean you have to stick around if something's making you uncomfortable. I feel like this is a time of honesty and you being honest with yourself. And maybe needing to do some reevaluating around a partner, around the things that make you uncomfortable, and finding a more balanced approach. Tell me about that Temperance, the Sun. I kind of want to say, the Temperance can represent like patience, balance, so can the Justice. A lot of balance energy here, 2 of Cups. And the Sun is clarifying the Temperance. It's a lot of fire energy, Sagittarius, Leo energy. So I'm feeling like watch the egos, watch the pride, and I feel like I could say that for your person as well. Okay, so cross watchers. So watch the ego, watch the pride. I think that if there's a more optimistic and truthful approach in regards to a connection, I feel like that's going to be the best course of action. Okay. So Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements for the tarot. Aquarius rising for the astrology. Thank you guys so much. If you'd like to book a reading with me, you can go ahead and visit www.violettaalexis.com. You'll be able to find that right here on the screen. And you will also be able to find that in my bio. And also, if you guys are into creative writing and you would like to check out my page, I just came out with a video 2 days ago. I'll be coming out with what I think is my best work next week on Wednesday, which is the new moon in Leo. You can check it out. It's called Where Dead Flowers Bloom. I just went ahead and linked that in the chat. Okay, so let's go ahead and go on to Pisces, last but not least. All right, Pisces. I'm going to use my dragon deck for you guys. So let's see, Pisces, you guys have this new moon happening in your 6th house of health, day-to-day routine, work, your job, your daily habits, and it's going to be squaring Uranus in your 3rd house. Could be issues with a car, all right? But I think that for some of you could be implementing some new kind of health routine, some kind of new nutrition, some kind of new workout routine, maybe starting a job, something like that. But there may be something that is at odds with how you're communicating or like how you're thinking about something. So it almost kind of feels like you need to get your mind right before you can proceed. Last shuffle. So let's see. Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements for the tarot, and Pisces Rising for the astrology. Last shuffle. Oh, thanks, Ashanti. Good to see you, baby. The Judgment. Okay. The Star. The 6 of Pentacles. That 6 of Pentacles is coming out a lot now. That 2 of Swords, too. The Strength and the 2 of Swords is here as well. Okay. Well, it doesn't really feel like you're trying to avoid anything. It's almost like how to go about something. It makes me feel like with Venus going retrograde in your 6th house, I feel like you're bringing something back, okay? If this is like an old job, maybe, an old coworker, maybe a new health routine. There's something that you're implementing in your life that you've had before. Now, it's interesting here because I have the Star. The Star is Aquarian energy, which naturally rules your 12th house. For some of you, could be bringing some kind of creativity in regards to your work. For some of you, it is truly you trying to get in the right headspace to be able to make this money, to be able to have this new beginning, to be able to have this new job, to be able to have this new workout routine. The square to Uranus is making me really feel like you really got to get your thought life in order. You got to get your thought life together so that way you can be in the right headspace in order to implement this new, whatever this may be, page of wands. I feel like it's good overall. Not really seeing anything bad necessarily. I just think that you're getting ready to make some kind of like big decision is what it feels like. I wonder if you're having some conflict here with somebody. The 6 of Cups for what you can expect, the 2 of Cups, the 2 of Pentacles, and the 4 of Wands. This makes me kind of feel like there's something going on in regards to like a relationship dynamic. You guys are about to have Mercury go retrograde in your 7th house of one-on-one relationships, committed partnerships, etc. You guys also have Mars there. And so there could be some kind of conflict going on. Somebody who could be being a little finicky with you in some right. Could be a business partner, I'm wondering, because Mars does rule your 2nd house of the money that you're making. So I'm wondering if you're trying to work together with somebody in order to make some kind of money, but I'm wondering if there's maybe a little bit of conflict. However, I mean, this looks pretty positive, at least from the tarot side. Oh, well, here we go. 6 of Wands and the 9 of Swords. You may feel like not appreciated by somebody, or maybe you don't really feel appreciated by a job. You don't feel appreciated by a business partnership. You don't feel appreciated by an intimate partnership, or it could just be a worry that you won't be, because the 9 of Swords isn't really like the reality of something. It's a reality that you're creating in your head that isn't the actual 3D reality. And so I kind of feel like you really need to get your mind right, like I said. Really needing to get your head in the right space so that way you can implement this new routine, this new diet, this new workout routine, these new habits in your life. And I feel like the habits are going to start here. So I think that letting go of some of these negative habits, these self-deprecating thoughts, or whatever it may be, even your style of communication, be careful about how you're communicating in the workplace, But to me, it really makes me feel like you do have somebody, possibly somebody from the past, that's getting ready to come back around. 6 of Cups, Mercury retrograde in your 7th house, that's going to be highly emotionally supportive, financially supportive, or is going to be on the same page with you even when it comes to something new that you're trying to start. So to me, it looks good, but it just feels like you're the only one that's really getting in your own way. All right, let's see. Advice. Show me advice for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Oh! All right, I'm not taking all those. Just not doing it. All right, last shuffle. The Ace of Swords. The High Priestess. The King of Wands and the Queen of Wands. Wow. Okay. Wow, this is really interesting. I'm almost feeling like you have somebody here who's actually for your highest good. I'm just saying that because Mars does rule your 9th house of your highest good. Mars also rules your 2nd house of self-worth, self-value, self-esteem, the things that we value. And I feel like you have a very valuable partnership that's here. Somebody who almost feels like meant for you in some way. I'm almost feeling like you really need to trust it or trust this person's ideas. Now, if you feel like there's somebody that I could be talking about that you know is 100% toxic, well, don't be a fucking idiot, okay? Obviously, that's not the person that I'm talking about, okay? There could be somebody that is kind of coming back from the past in some way. It could be a family member. Mercury does rule your 4th house of home, family. It could be somebody from like your distant past, childhood past, okay? 6 of Cups, Mercury ruling your 4th house, Mercury about to go retrograde in your 7th. It could be something like that as well. I want to say, listen to somebody else's ideas when it comes to implementing something new in your life. Get your mind right, like I said. Tell me about that Ace of Swords. The 5 of Wands. It's a bunch of mental internal conflict to me. That doesn't mean that you can't be in an argument with somebody. You know, the square to Uranus in the 3rd house can represent aunts, uncles, cousins, siblings. Absolutely. It can be something like that. Okay. But I really feel like you have this energy in your head where you're needing to liberate yourself. You're needing to cut something out of your thought life that really isn't working for you anymore, and kind of needing to get it together so that way you can do this thing and be confident in that. And I'm feeling like you have some kind of support system here with this King and the Queen of Wands, somebody who's like really a really great business partner, or really great coworker, or somebody who can like work on a team with you. Tell me about that High Priestess. The High Priestess is you, the 10 of Wands. Don't make things don't need to be harder. Okay, life is already hard. Don't make it hard on yourself. Don't like take one idea or one thought or like one thing that somebody said and start to dissect it in your mind, and then now you can't get your freaking tasks done, you know? For some of you, there could be like a new job that maybe you are trying to start, but you need to get like some paperwork in order, okay? Square to Uranus, or somebody is like, Uranus can represent other people. Maybe it's like you need to get, paperwork in order. You need to still figure out the details or something like that. It absolutely could be that. But I would say there's going to be somebody you're going to be able to fall back on in a very supportive way that I think is going to be conducive for your overall mental health. And you're also going to feel highly busy at this time. You know, these effects last for 6 months. So 6th house is a highly busy house, as is the 3rd house, making those squares to the 3rd house. It's a very busy house. Okay, busy houses. And so I feel like it's going to feel very busy. But if you can rely on somebody else, for instance, if you do start a new job and you have somebody there that is a great ally to you, fall back on that person, like don't do it alone, and get out of your own way, get out of your own head. All right. Thank you so much. Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements for the tarot. Thank you, Pisces Risings, for the astrology. Make sure that you book with me at violettaalexis.com. You'll be able to find that right here, and also my social medias that you'll also be able to see on the screen and also in my bio, okay? What's up, Madison? So good to see you. Also, if you guys are into creative writing, I just posted a new video 2 days ago, and I'm about to post, I think, one of my best works ever, if not my best, next week on Wednesday, so make sure that you guys check that out. I went ahead and put the link in the chat box, okay? Shout out to my mods as well. Special shout out to Anna, who absolutely killed the stream today. Thank you. And let's go ahead and move on. Well, Mira, it's a 6-month transit, okay? And with Venus going retrograde in the 6th house, well, you're a Gemini rising, so I don't know. Pisces risings may have like a old supportive coworker from the past coming back, or some kind of business partner maybe. All right, Super Chat answers in order. Super Chat answers in order, please. 2 more shuffles. All right, let me do this. All right, let me see here. All right, we got Aqua Baby, Virgo Sun, Taurus Moon's next move towards me. What's the Death card? I feel like they're holding back on making some kind of change. It's like they're trying to kind of figure out a decision that they need to make in regards to the connection. It feels like they're showing up with some kind of love, but it feels like there's some apprehension. Knight of Pentacles, Judgment, maybe taking it really slow. If this is like a reconciliation thing, this could definitely be on the map for the two of you. If this is not a reconciliation thing, I think that this is somebody who's feeling like it's in their highest good to kind of try to take things slow or be a little cautious for whatever reason. Feels like this is somebody who is having a lot of changes in their life, so they may be trying to make very practical decisions. And although I feel like there's some love that could be on the table, it feels like it's not overflowing. It feels like it's kind of held back in some way. Thank you so much, Aqua Baby. Charlene, hey, what does Spirit want me to know right now? Thank you. The Devil and the 6 of Cups. Whatever that thing is or whatever that person is that's hanging over your head, you have to figure out how to move through that. I'm really wanting you to focus on the positive right now. I think that sometimes you get stuck in the past, or you get stuck on a very specific person or a very specific traumatic memory. Therapy, Reiki healing, speaking to a tarot reader, astrologer, an actual psychologist or a therapist, whatever it is that you need, talking to a friend. I don't know. But there's something here that maybe you're realizing that is not good for you from the past, but something that you keep revisiting for some reason. Shout out to Anna. Thank you so much for that $50. That means the world to me. Yasmin H, message from Spirit regarding finances. Please and thank you so much. All right, keep in mind, I'm not a financial advisor. Entertainment purposes only, okay? Interestingly enough, the Moon and the 6 of Pentacles. In regards to your finances, I kind of want to say, because this is Taurus Moon energy, you have the Moon here, and then you have the 6 of Pentacles, which is Taurus Moon. Taurus Moon in a negative light can be somebody who spends a lot, who spends too much money. Somebody who has a lot of retail therapy, it's like when they're feeling emotional, the Moon energy, and it's like they go and blow a bunch of money on a bag, or they go and blow a bunch of money on clothes or whatever it is. I'm kind of feeling like if you need help, ask for it. I'm also saying have a budget in place. Have some kind of budget in place. Don't go spending a bunch of money. And also, is there another stream of income that you're not seeing that maybe you can implement into your life, maybe that you can make? You know, if we're looking at Taurus energy, we're looking at the second house. So it's like the money that we're making. What do you need to reevaluate in regards to your second house? And what's going on in your natal chart right now with the transits in regards to your second house and eighth house? Because those are financial houses. Chanel, hi, no specific question. Whatever comes out, please. Thank you. Right? I feel like you're about to have emotional release of some sort. 10 of Wands, the Tower being clarified by the Page of Cups, and then the Two of Cups. I think that you're going to have a better understanding of somebody around you or somebody that you've dealt with in the past, whatever it may be. Especially with this Venus and Mercury retrograde energy, there could be somebody that kind of comes out of nowhere, comes back from the past of some sort, could be playing the victim card in some way. I'm kind of feeling like don't make things harder on yourself than they really need to be. Take space if you need it. If this is something in regards to you and yourself and not a specific person, I'm kind of feeling like you're a little tired or run down. Make sure that you're not taking on too much at one time because you could really get burnt out in some way. I'm feeling like you needing to connect with your emotions, with yourself. This is Venus and Cancer. So Venus and Cancer, when I think of Venus, I think Venus and Cancer, I think of Venus in the fourth house. So this is about like, you know, taking care of yourself at home, giving yourself, not to sound corny, but giving yourself some, you know, salt baths, some steaming your face, doing a face mask, you know, getting a little nap in, doing things that make you feel good, because you get to a point where you push yourself and you overwork yourself, even if it's in regards to your own emotions, you know, even if it's not necessarily work. So and needing to fall back on some kind of like self-care, self-love practice is going to be very important for you right now. Daylene, I'm an Aquarius and my guy is a Sagittarius. Want to know what his feelings for me are and will we end up together? Thank you so much. Let me see. What are his feelings for Daylene? The Five of Pentacles and the Empress. He's kind of feeling like, all right, so this doesn't mean that this is true, okay? But he's feeling like there's something missing, or he feels like you have this low self-worth, low self-value, or he may feel like at times you abandon yourself to be able to have him, or you sabotage yourself or betray yourself in order to have this. He may feel like you have some kind of abandonment issues of some sort. He may feel like he needed to leave this connection if he is gone. Will they end up together? I feel like you guys will come together. Do I feel like you guys will end up together? Not necessarily. Knight of Wands and the Three of Cups can talk about like a masculine taking the initiative or coming towards another person. Three of Cups coming together with somebody. You know, and Three of Cups is more like friendship energy. So yeah, you know, there could be like a reconciliation if you're in separation. If you're not in separation, it could be that you guys just kind of end up friends. I hate to say that, but yeah, so that's what it says. The best of luck to you. Thank you so much, Daylene. Be wise. Will I still have a job after decentralization of institution? Eight of Swords and the Three of Pentacles. Yikes. Well, I don't know about that. I mean, the Eight of Swords is like, okay, what do I do? You could feel like people are not on the same page with you. You could feel kind of out of sorts. You could feel like you don't really know where to turn a little bit. Well, my suggestion to you with that Three of Pentacles there, I want to say fall back on the positive energy. I think that you speaking to somebody and asking for help or having somebody look at your resume, you know, I think taking proactive approaches to this specific situation is going to be helpful for you instead of just waiting for the other shoe to drop. So, you know, take that as you may. Okay. Thank you. Be wise. Anna, thank you so much for the $50. And also try not to get in your own head about things, okay? Anna, thank you so much for the $50 for the second time. That means a lot to me. Paola, what's coming at me in the next 3 months? I feel like your finances are going to be looking good. What's that Five of Wands? I feel like you're going to have people that are jealous. Five of Wands is being clarified by the Nine of Pentacles. You have the Queen of Pentacles in front of that. So this making me feel like you're doing really well financially and somebody doesn't like it. You know, you could feel like you're working hard and all of that stuff. And I don't know, maybe it's something as simple as somebody's like, oh, come out to the bar with us. And you're like, no, I got shit to do. You know, it could be something like that, but it makes me feel more so like somebody's jealous or upset because you're doing good. The Three of Wands, the Queen of Cups, and the Six of Swords. What's the Six of Swords? Just want to pull an extra one, the Hierophant. Okay, so you may end up having to move on from somebody, or you may be deciding that you need to listen to your heart in regards to something, and you may need to actually move on, or there could be some kind of like financial issue that you feel like you need to resolve. But to me, this makes me feel like something is maybe upsetting your heart space a little bit, or you feel like you don't really trust a person and you're like, you know what, this doesn't really align with me. This isn't really supposed to be in my space. I need to focus on my money, I need to focus on my 3D reality and the things that I need to do. And you could be kind of deciding to move on from someone or something. Thank you, Paola. King Mo, I can't shake a feeling to isolate from a friend group, especially a Taurus. I don't know why. All right. What should she do about this? What's the Five of Cups, the Four of Wands, and the Hangman? Well, that's interesting because the Hangman talks about isolation. The Five of Cups talks about regret. The Ace of Pentacles talks about something new. You know, with the Five of Cups here and the Four of Wands could be like freedom, freeing yourself from something that like doesn't make you feel good. I feel like with the Hangman here, I feel like it's telling you to listen to your intuition. You know, our intuition is not up here. It's down here. It's that little voice. It's there and then it's gone. It's like a fart in the wind. You know what I mean? And so I'm feeling like with this Ace of Pentacles, maybe you're needing to implement something new by removing something else in your life. Absolutely. If that's what you feel, if that's what your intuition is telling you, then yes, then you probably need to break free. Four of Wands can talk about freedom. So I would say listen to your gut. Let's see, Renegade. What does Spirit have to say about my life purpose, dreams, goals, money, career, potential blocks, and hidden enemies? Thank you so much, beautiful. You're welcome. Show me the life purpose, Renegade. Page of Swords, Seven of Swords. I heard protect your ideas. Protect your ideas. Don't tell everybody your ideas. Like, don't go blabbing to everybody about your ideas. Something in writing, communication, third house matters, you know, paperwork, details of things, communication, podcast, writing, creating some kind of content could actually be very conducive for you. This could be kind of helping people protect themselves in some way. Maybe you're talking about a podcast about like trauma and how you can, you know, notice the red flags. You know, I don't know. It could be something like that. What about money and career? The King of Cups, the Eight of Cups. I kind of want you to ask yourself if your heart is really attached to something that you're doing in regards to your career. I think that you may be needing to speak to somebody who's like smarter than you, right? So like if I need to do my taxes, right, I would not do them myself. I would go to a CPA, right? So I feel like maybe you're needing to consult with somebody or speak to a consultant about what it may be that you need to walk away from, what's not really working for you anymore. Or maybe you're needing to go back to an old dream, something that your heart is really attached to. Maybe it's something that you need to go back to. Ask yourself if you're settling in a certain direction in your life. Potential blocks, the Four of Swords. I feel like you're needing to use discernment, or sometimes I feel like you're maybe needing to speak to a therapist. Speak to a therapist, take some time alone, heal yourself, etc. is kind of what that is giving me. It could be like some physical ailments, you know, focus on your physical health as well. Could be your mental health as well that you need to focus on. That can block us in more ways than we realize. Hidden enemies. Ace of Wands. It's kind of giving me this feeling of like, don't worry about that. Just get started on the thing that makes you passionate. Let's see. S. What does P think of me? Okay. The Queen of Wands and the King of Pentacles. So I'm feeling like this is somebody that thinks that you're very sexy. Somebody that is kind of looking at you and being like, okay, I want to take care of this girl, you know, or... You know, because it's like a real man, right? They want to protect, they want to provide, they want to do all that fun stuff. And so I'm feeling like you have somebody who thinks that you're highly sexy, somebody who feels like you're maybe outspoken or beautiful or whatever the case is. It's like they're looking at you like, I love her shadow side and I love her light side, you know? This may be somebody who, just be careful that this person isn't like trying to use you for something, but ultimately I feel like this is somebody who may want a relationship with you. Let's see. Angel, the super chat questions are $4.99 and up, but for this one time, I will answer it for you. Is he cheating on me? Yes or no? No. I got the Emperor. No, I don't think so. I think he has bigger things to worry about, but of course, listen to your intuition because I could totally be wrong, but it says no. Summer, will I find a stable relationship in the near future? Yeah, but you have to let go of the past baggage that you're holding on to now. So it's like, you know, if you have a bunch of like moldy food in your fridge and then you go grocery shopping, you know, where the fuck are you going to put your food, right? It's like, it works energetically like that too. So I'm feeling like you kind of need to let go of some old past stuff and like take a leap of faith and know that God's got you. You know what I mean? What's new in love? What's coming in love? It's more about you stressing about your next relationship as opposed to actually having one. It feels like you're stressed out about whether or not you're desirable enough or whether or not you're actually going to have a relationship. I feel like once you stop caring so much on a relationship and you just start focusing on yourself and letting go of those internal issues, like letting those fall to the wayside, I think that you're going to start feeling better. And I think that you're going to start building yourself up. And I feel like once you're in that place that God wants you to be at, I think that you're going to go ahead and attract that person that's actually meant for you, but only then, not before. All right, let's see. Soul desire. What can I expect this weekend? Let's see. The 7 of Wands and the Queen of Swords. I'm not going to lie. You may be letting someone have it this weekend. You may be letting somebody have it. You could be kind of on the front line, like defending yourself, getting your point across, feeling like you know, have to create some boundaries or implement some kind of boundaries with people or with a specific person. You could feel like you have somebody that's highly jealous of you and you're like, listen, bitch, I'll cut you right now. You know what I mean? It's kind of like this. It's like you're being polite about it, but it's like that polite with boundaries, you know? So, okay. Or somebody could be doing this to you. Keep that in mind. His current thoughts about summer. 3 of Swords, the Sun. He's trying to stay optimistic, but he's having a hard time because he's in pain right now. I don't know if it's in pain around you or if it's in pain around something else entirely that has nothing to do with you, but I feel like he's trying to stay optimistic, but he's having a hard time. Melanie, how does Capricorn feel about me? They're not really sure. 2 of Swords and the King of Swords kind of tell me they're a little indecisive. Like they're not really sure what the right decision is. I think that they're trying to make head over heart decisions ultimately, and I feel like they're not really allowing themselves to be super vulnerable. It just feels like they're kind of dissecting their thoughts, to be honest. Okay, let me see. All right, guys, thank you guys so much. I love all of you. Make sure that you visit www.violettaalexis.com to book a personal reading with me. Make sure that you follow me on Violetta Alexis on Instagram and on Twitter, Violetta Alexis with 2 S's at the end. And also make sure that you guys are checking out my writing page, which is Where Dead Flowers Bloom on YouTube. I went ahead and put that in the chat box. Thank you guys so much and enjoy the rest of your week or weekend. I'll probably see you guys on Sunday. I love you guys. Talk soon. Bye.